Once upon a time, there was a cat who had grown up in the house of a wealthy man. Having grown accustomed to that house, he never went outside. One year, the master of the house took in his poor and destitute neighbor and then set off on a long journey. The cat remained in the house, and the poor man would occasionally give him some food. But little by little, from lack of food, the cat became thin and weak, so weak that one day he tried to catch a mouse and failed, and the mouse realized this. So that the mouse would not mock his weakness, the cat stopped lying in wait for him and pretended to have no interest at all. Soon after, the cat fell ill to the point that even walking became difficult. The mouse living in that house was one that had been there for years. He had built a large, winding burrow, stocked it well with food, and whenever he thought of his storerooms, he felt pleased and satisfied with his life. Only the presence of the cat disturbed him, though that cat no longer had the strength to catch mice. One day, the mouse thought to himself, "This is the same cat I used to hide from for days at a time. Just as his strength did not last forever, neither will his weakness. The world is full of ups and downs. If tomorrow he finds good food and regains his strength, things may become dangerous again. So while he is weak and thin, and my home is full of food, it would be wise to bring him something to eat and make friends with him. Perhaps he will then spare my life when he grows strong again. As the elders say, no matter how expensive friendship is, it is still cheap." With this in mind, the mouse prepared some of the foods he knew the cat liked and brought them to him. After greeting him politely, he said, "My dear neighbor, you and I both live in this house, and we must look after one another. Though we are not of the same kind, and the wise say one should not befriend those of a different nature, you are a noble and gentle cat and have never harmed me. It was my duty, out of gratitude, to come and inquire after your health." The cat replied, "Thank you. I, too, know that you are a wise mouse." The mouse continued, "Your kindness speaks for itself. Since I know your illness comes only from lack of food, I have brought you this small gift, food especially suited for good cats. It is humble, but I hope you will accept it and make me happy. I will come again tomorrow to visit you." He placed the food before the cat, heard his thanks, said goodbye, and returned to his hole. The cat, who had never seen such kindness or courage from a mouse, was deeply pleased. He ate the food and found it delicious, saying to himself, "What a thoughtful mouse. Such mice truly should not be harmed." The next day, the mouse again brought delicious food, greeted the cat, and said, "There is no doubt your weakness comes from lack of nourishment. I consider it my duty to bring you strengthening food every day until your health and strength return." The cat, delighted, said, "This shows your great kindness and goodwill. I don't know why we did not become friends sooner." The mouse replied, "I had heard that cats eat mice, and that mice should never befriend cats, because cats are stronger and think only of eating them, especially when they are hungry. But now I see that you are weak and still mean no harm. I realize now that the elders were mistaken and frightened us for nothing. Cats can be gentle and kind too." The cat said, "Exactly so. I never praise myself, but what they told you is not true. You have come here twice and gone safely. I neither caught nor harmed you, and it will always be this way. I only want friendship. I have suffered greatly from loneliness, and I want nothing from you but companionship." The mouse said, "Some cats do harm mice." The cat replied, "Yes, those are bad cats. One bad creature does not mean all are bad. Some may even think I am bad, but they do not know me. They are ignorant mice who do not understand friendship. I enjoy companionship, and I have no desire to eat mice. What good is that? A mouse is just a bit of flesh and blood, but friendship brings joy. Just seeing a mouse sit with me without fear feels like heaven. Cats who eat mice are immoral creatures who do not understand friendship, and you, being wise, know this." The mouse said, "Your words make sense. I value friendship deeply, but I have always feared cats. Now I see that a cat may have a pure heart. Still, I have one request. Please swear on your honor and conscience that you will never harm me, now or in the future. This will put my mind at ease." The cat replied, "I do not like oaths, for oaths belong to those who doubt themselves. But to reassure you, I swear by my conscience that I will remain loyal to you for life. Even when I regain my strength, I will treat you like a brother. God is my witness that I am not one of those cats who deceive mice. I even wish to place this sweet in your mouth so you may taste the sweetness of friendship." The mouse, overjoyed, came closer. The cat placed a sweet in his mouth. Though trembling with fear, the mouse kissed the cat's paw, and they parted until the next day. The mouse went to prepare better food for the next day, and the cat, joyful, felt like singing and dancing. Days passed, and with the food the cat regained some strength. He began walking in the yard and occasionally felt the urge to catch the mouse, but then thought, no, better not. Let him keep bringing food, and let the other mice hear of this. That will benefit me more. Now, there was also a rooster living in that house who knew the cat. For several days he had not seen him and had learned that the cat had befriended the mouse. The rooster decided to drive a wedge between them. When he next saw the cat, he greeted him warmly and said, "I always wish you happiness, but I've heard you've grown very close to a mouse." The cat said, "Yes, I like him very much. He is a wise mouse. What's wrong with our friendship?" The rooster replied, "The problem is that this mouse is ruining your reputation." The cat asked, "How so?" The rooster said, "He goes around boasting that he saved your life and that without him you would have died of hunger. He says he's tricking you to protect himself, yet still fears you because cats are cruel and unjust." The cat said, "I don't believe that. We have sworn friendship, and he visits me daily, speaking of loyalty." The rooster replied, "That's out of fear. But behind your back he has said so many bad things that if you ever needed help, no one would assist you. I'm surprised a great cat like you would be fooled by a tiny mouse. But it's your choice. I just wanted you to know." These words troubled the cat. People don't talk without reason, he thought. Still, the next day he saw no sign of deceit in the mouse. When they met again, the cat asked, "Do you have proof that the mouse is deceitful?" The rooster laughed and said, "You'll see for yourself. When he comes, watch him closely. A liar shows fear, twitching, looking around, ready to flee. Fear is the sign of guilt." The cat agreed to observe. When the mouse arrived with food, he greeted the cat politely, but sensing the cat's tension, he sat farther away. The cat remembered the rooster's words and noticed the mouse's unease. Anger stirred within him, though he restrained it. The cat said calmly, "The rooster will come today. You may stay if you like." The mouse replied, "I would like to see him, but I have work to do and must leave early." After the mouse left, the cat thought, the rooster was right. This little mouse has fooled me. When the rooster returned the next day, the cat said, "You were right. He was afraid and wouldn't come close." The rooster said, "Of course. What else does a mouse do? He goes around mocking cats, saying they're fools easily tricked." The cat said, "I restrained myself, but I am angry. I promised not to harm him." The rooster said, "Promises last only as long as need lasts. If he escapes, he'll never return. Enemies must be crushed before they flee. Today we test him fully. I'll stay here. When he comes, speak kindly, then turn your back. If he doesn't move, he trusts you and may live. If he moves, he's guilty, and I'll warn you." The cat agreed. When the mouse arrived, he greeted them kindly and sat politely. After a while, the rooster signaled. The cat turned his back and took a few steps. The mouse did not move. Suddenly, the rooster crowed loudly. The cat, thinking the mouse was fleeing, leapt and caught him in his teeth. The mouse cried, "Didn't you promise we were friends?" The cat replied, "Yes, I did." And this is the end of friendship between a cat and a mouse.